That's really exciting. And one thing that I know a lot of users watching this video are going to be excited about is the G token airdrop that's coming up. What can you tell us about the airdrop and also the G token?
Yes. So Coti has a treasury app, which is kind of like unusual for the ones I know. But in this app, users can deposit their Coti. And maybe if I was segueing back a bit, Coti is a proof of trust consensus. It's not a proof of stake consensus. So we don't need staking from user, technically speaking. But we want users to be able to enjoy the success of the network. So how do we do that? You deposit Coti, native Coti, in Coti's treasury app, sorry. And when we collect fees from everything, like operational fees from JED or whatnot, it is then funneled to the treasury, and users collect it in the form of like APY that they have. So this has been something that we introduced a few years ago, and right now we have a treasury app, and we'll have like a future version of the treasury app, and it's very successful. I mean, there's almost 550 million Coti deposited, which is about 45% of Coti's circulating supply. So it's a substantial TVL that is locked there. Now, with that in mind, we are introducing a token called G-Coti. And G-Coti is the governance token for Coti's treasury. So Coti is a gas token, and G-Coti is a governance token. And it's super interesting because if you have G-Coti, then you participate in the governance. You can participate in liquidations, which is like a financial benefit. And you're also getting an APY booster. So those who have G-Coti enjoy just better terms when it comes to the treasury. How do you get G-Coti? Because why wouldn't you want to have G-Coti if you're participating in the treasury? At some point, you could buy it in the market. But before that happens, we are just airdropping about 10% of the entire G-Coti supply completely for free. The way to get it is to lock G-Coti in Coti's treasury for substantial periods of time. It can be up to a year, and then you're getting a lot of G-Coti. Now we have, I would say, 3.5 phases in this campaign. The first phase is done already. It was the native airdrop campaign, so people can deposit their native Coti in the exchange. And that was like incredible. 360 million Coti was deposited, 84% for a year. With a hard lock, people can't withdraw it. And about 2/3 of it happened in the first 24 hours, and I think about 100 million happened like in matters of seconds to minutes. So that's phase one. Phase two is where we're at right now. I'm not sure when this video will be broadcast, but it's the phase will be done tomorrow, and there's still a lot of opportunity to deposit the ERC20 version of Coti to get G-Coti. So there's still a lot of G-Coti at that phase of the campaign, and those who participate can probably collect nicely future G-Coti. There will be a phase where you can just do that on an exchange with ERC20. And the last phase is the community phase, as we call it. So that's kind of like a major campaign where people don't necessarily need to be whale or have a lot of Coti. So it's kind of like a non-financial campaign where people can just show their support and get G-Coti. I would say the most actionable thing right now when you're listening to this video is to quickly go to the Coti Treasury app and look at the G-Coti ERC20 phase. And if it's not done, just check the numbers. There may be some opportunity there. On the other hand, people might have just been waiting for the last few hours to see where it is, and then people will just deposit a lot of their Coti ERC20. So it makes sense to have a look at it right now.
Yeah, definitely. So users have to deposit Coti into a smart contract, and that will make them eligible for the G-Coti airdrop. correct?
Yep.
Awesome. And is it going to be the same for phase 3 as well?
Yeah, exactly. But that will happen directly in an exchange. So you'll deposit in an exchange vault.
Okay, amazing. So with the G token or the G Coti token, you mentioned 10% is going to be given out through airdrops. What are other ways that people can earn this governance token in the future?
So in the future, the only way to get it, other than just buying it in the market, is participating in the treasury. So deposits and leverage deposits and whatnot, all of that will give you G-Coti.
So you mentioned earlier that JED is going to go multi-chain in the future. Will there ever be a time where there are actually, other, values locked up that users can say deposit, a form of Bitcoin and get Shen for that? Will JED ever be algorithmically backed by multiple coins in the future?
Absolutely, and this is an ongoing discussion that we have with IOG. So we all align on that, and we all see that future. So like wrapped BTC, wrapped Ethereum, all that value will be captured on Cardano, and it will back JED. Obviously, it's complicated just because you need oracles to look at various values shifting, etc. But this is definitely something that we'll be doing.
So with that, the governance token, will users be able to vote on processes like that as far as, accepting other currencies in? Or is that governance token really focused on the Coti network and not really JED?
Well, JED is developed and powered by Coti. So everything that we touch and have some sense of control over, we would like to have a community, looking at. So yeah, this is definitely something we'll be asking the getting some feedback from the community about what makes sense to them.
Okay, amazing. So Texas wants to do a gold-backed stablecoin. Do you think Coti will ever work, with governments or other large institutions to teach them how to build, algorithmically backed stablecoin protocols, to create other types of assets like one backed by gold?
Yeah. So. Charles Hoskinson's long-term vision for JED was actually CBDCs. When he was looking at the algorithm and everything, this is something that he had in mind. So Coti is in fact, in touch, and we recently revealed that we have discussions with a major commercial bank here in Israel, and we're looking at issuing. It's not by definition CBDC, but it's backed by our local currency, the shekel, sort of token. So this is definitely something that we're looking at, and also with a major gaming company. We're not talking about one, but 5 different stable coins that will be issuing, backed by or pegged to different currencies. And this is the sort of technology that will be put in front of 2 million users a month. This is the audience that this gaming company has. And when we're talking about adoption, I don't know the exact number, but a big chunk of these 2 million users, that will be their first steps into crypto. So we can onboard a lot of users using this because we're leveraging the access that this enterprise has, and the fact that users will benefit a lot from holding these assets. So yeah, we are looking at major types of adoptions when we're thinking about stable coins.
That's really exciting. I want to go a little deeper into that. How would a video game use your guys' expertise? What staple value would they need in their gaming ecosystem?
So when we're talking about gaming, we're not talking about video gamings. We're talking about everything from sport bets to casino type games to poker rooms and whatnot. So this industry, which is regulated and legal where it is, the harsh truth of this world is that you can work in a very regulated manner, but you'll still have hard time with payment processing, which is one of the reasons that Coti was created. Because you can have 2 consenting adults, the game operator and the user that want to play, and this game can be legal in that country as well. Yet you'll have hard time payment processing because the bank or the credit network doesn't want to take this risk because they're doing well as it is. Why would they want another risk? Because the user can do a chargeback and then they'll have all this headache and whatnot. This is the reality of this world. So when we're talking about building private payment networks, which means that the relationship between the user and the game operator is kept private between them. They don't need a third-party bank credit card network to help them move value around like they do with fiat, because this is like a peer-to-peer transaction by definition. Then you can build a very interesting infrastructure, very efficient infrastructure that works faster, that is fully inclusive to all participants, and doesn't cost that much, and kind of like has zero latency. So this is like this is amazing for these sort of operators, and this is why we've been focused on that industry, and now we're building a solution for a major company in that space, and we'll see it live this year. And I'll believe that with this we can grow to other operators in the space. All have a lot of interest, but we want to nail it first with first one and then scale it up.